And puke on Jill's carpet again. We had some wild parties in the old days. You've all heard the story of the early days in Chicago Boat Show and Jill holding up the headliner. Let me tell you, Jill has held up the roof for us and Cobalt Boats for 50 years. A first-class lady and the queen of Cobalt Boats, Jill St. Clair. I love you dearly. My closet friend and best little buddy and supporter. You're the greatest.
Cool.
It is the honor of my professional life to be a part of this 50th Cobalt celebration in honor of the St. Clair family. As you know, I was working on a gas dock the freshman year of my college summer, and I met Pac and Jill St. Clair and their two snot-nosed kids. Wait, that was a typo, excuse me. It did not say what it said. I met Pac and Jill St. Clair and their beautiful, golden-haired, blue-eyed daughter and her big brother, snot-nosed Paxson. That's right. Let me get that straight.
Oh my God.
In the early days, and which I got to be a part of, fortunately, and I was there. I'm telling you, and that was my summer job all the time I was in college. And I got to meet Pac and Jill, know them intimately. And I'm telling you, I could look in Pac's eyes and I could see the soles of his feet. I could read the integrity, the honesty, and the burning desire of his dream to produce and make Cobalt Boats what it is today. After I got out of college, I recognized that bright blue star in the sky, Cobalt Boats. And I knew they were destined for greatness. I understood the leadership that was behind them. I knew they were bound for literally greatness. I was fortunate enough to serve on the very first Cobalt Dealer Director Board. Another member on that board from Bakersville, California, was Mr. Don Gailey, last night's MRAA Lifetime Achievement Award winner. On that board, Lord God Almighty, I got an introduction to Cobalt philosophy. In the middle of the recreational boat business at that time, Pac planted this little sapling of a company, Cobalt Boats, against the greatest redwood towering trees in the industry. Wellcraft Boats, Sea Ray, Century, Mark Twain, IMP. And here was this tiny little bitty company with two limbs, a 16 and an 18-foot boat. Were you crazy? Unbelievable. While serving on that board, I can hear his words as clear tonight as I could then. I quote, "We are small. We will not be big. We will never be big. We will never be the greatest. What we can do and what we will be is we will be the best. Period." Yeah. We will not measure our success by gross sales, dollar volume, number of boats. We will measure our success by the recognition and acceptance by only the owners of Cobalt Boats, and build the greatest and best recreational boat in the American market.
Yes.
We were so little, so small, and yet we believed and we followed. And he relentlessly pursued that objective to provide the best recreational boat in the American boating market. Unbelievable. And what a ride it was. Things progressed. He led us to that mountaintop. My good friend, Butch Parks, told me one time, the definition of a leader is someone that can lead you to a destination that you might not otherwise attain. Nothing describes the leadership ability of Pac and Paxton St. Clair than just that. They led all of us to that mountaintop, and recognition by who he told us could only recognize us as the greatest, the owners of Cobalt Boats. We achieved the mountaintop of the greatest American boat company since the end of the Second World War.
Yes.
We will never be able to thank Pat and Jill and the St. Clair family enough for where they led us to and what they made us into by the simple instruction of we can be, we will be the greatest. We will be the best. No other objective could be better than that. That is the objective that we sought. That was what we were after. That is what made us what we are. And if we ever forget that, we no longer will be. On behalf of the countless numbers of people and associates that have worked at the Cobalt Boat Plant in Neodesha, Kansas, the holy city of boat building. Indeed. Cobalt Boats is the dream and vision of Pac St. Clair. It is the craftsmen in Neodesha, Kansas, the men and women, the great American craftsmen that produced that dream, who imparted their heart and body and soul into every Cobalt boat built. I can feel their heartbeat in every Cobalt boat I step into. And that is what I sell, is that dream and that heartbeat. Going forward, it is our duty and obligation to continue that foundation that made us great, and the belief that we could be the best. Lest we never forget our logo and our slogan. Cobalt Boats, compromise nothing. Compromise nothing. We will be committed to continuing on and being the best. Pat and Jill, thank you and the St. Clair family for 50 wonderful years. It has been the greatest ride of my life and countless other associates and dealers. Thank you.